The IKEA effect, why we love the things we build, even when they're terrible. How pride and effort distort our judgment, from flat-pack furniture to business strategy. We've all been there, crouched on the floor, Allen wrench in hand, surrounded by planks of laminated particle board and cryptic instructions. 2 hours later, the wobbly bookshelf stands, and you're oddly proud of it. In fact, you might even claim it's better than the one you could have bought pre-assembled. That irrational pride is so common that psychologists named a bias after it, the IKEA effect. It describes our tendency to overvalue things we build ourselves, even if the final product is flawed, fragile, or downright ugly. The IKEA effect isn't just about furniture. It shapes how we value our work, our hobbies, even our relationships, and it often blinds us to better options. Why it happens? Effort becomes value. At its core, the IKEA effect is driven by a simple psychological loop. We invest effort, time, sweat, or creative energy. We attach identity. I built this, therefore, it reflects me. We inflate the value because abandoning or criticizing it feels like abandoning ourselves. This is connected to two deeper mechanisms. Effort justification, a form of cognitive dissonance. If something was hard, it must be valuable. Endowment effect, we place a higher value on anything we own, even if ownership was earned through frustration. Put those together, and you get a recipe for irrational loyalty to things we've created, whether that's a crooked coffee table, a clunky business process, or a doomed PowerPoint deck. Everyday examples. DIY projects. That birdhouse your neighbor built may be lopsided and leaky, but to them it's craftsmanship. Cooking. People often rave about their own cooking even when it's objectively mediocre. The pride of effort seasons the dish more than the salt. Workplace processes. Ever notice how a manager fiercely defends a reporting system they set up, even if it wastes everyone's time? That's the IKEA effect at work. Relationships. People sometimes stay in toxic or exhausting relationships because they've put so much work into it. Effort justifies commitment, even when value isn't there. The hidden costs in business. In the workplace, the IKEA effect can be subtle but expensive. Pet projects. Leaders cling to initiatives they designed, ignoring evidence that they don't deliver results. Overbuilt systems. Teams defend processes they developed, even when off-the-shelf solutions are faster and cheaper. Innovation blindness. Companies miss opportunities because they overvalue what they've already built in-house. The irony is that organizations often preach data-driven decision-making, but pride in past effort skews judgment just as much as emotion does. Why we don't talk about it? The IKEA effect doesn't sound as dramatic as confirmation bias or sunk cost fallacy. It almost feels funny, even endearing. Who hasn't smiled at the thought of someone proud of the crooked table? But it's dangerous precisely because it hides behind pride. Unlike the sunk cost, which acknowledges loss, the IKEA effect presents effort as achievement. It tricks us into calling attachment value. How to spot it in yourself. Ask 3 questions when you're evaluating something you built. Would I pay for this if someone else made it? If not, you might be overvaluing your contribution. Am I defending this because it works, or because it's mine? Effort isn't evidence of effectiveness. Would a fresh set of eyes see the same value? Invite outsiders to critique your project. Your effort does not cloud them. How to counteract it. Separate effort from outcome. Remind yourself, hard work isn't the same as good work. Test against reality. Data, customer feedback, or unbiased evaluation should take precedence over pride. Detach identity. You are not your bookshelf, your PowerPoint, or your pet project. Recognizing this makes it easier to walk away. A better way to harness it. The IKEA effect isn't always harmful. It can be used constructively, engaging customers, letting people customize or co-create products, even in small ways, increases their satisfaction and loyalty. Employee buy-in. Teams that participate in building a solution value it more, making adoption easier. Personal growth. Taking ownership of effortful projects can build confidence and resilience, as long as you're clear-eyed about quality. In other words, pride isn't the problem. Blindness is. Beyond the Allen wrench. The IKEA effect reminds us that our brains confuse effort with value. Sometimes what we build is truly meaningful. Other times, it's just particle board held together by denial. The trick is knowing the difference. Celebrate the effort, yes, but don't let pride trick you into defending the indefensible. Because in the end, the bookshelf doesn't have to stand forever just because you spent 3 hours building it.